Hello my dear friend, welcome back to my channel. I'm happy to see you here again, and this video is going to be some kind of confession, a confession of my failures that happened to me. So as you know, I've been studying some areas of permaculture. One of those that took my attention was the mulch and the way it can help us in growing plants and trees in arid areas where we have a limited access to water for irrigation. So last February 2019 I started an experiment on mulching and on using some straw that was growing in our garden as a mulch. And so what I've done, I made some holes to plant some courgettes and to plant some pumpkins. Then I irrigated those holes very well with plenty of water. I planted the plants, so I planted 2 or 3 plants per hole to be sure that one of those will survive. And on the top of it I was putting some straw. So it wasn't a barley straw, it wasn't wheat straw, it was just grass that was growing in our garden. It grows there just to be used for decorative needs. And so I was thinking that it would be strange just to burn it and throw it away. So I used that material as mulch. So I put plenty of this straw because I was planting only a few pumpkins and courgettes, and I was putting them cross over on the ground, and also I was making some kind of a circle around of each plant. Then I irrigated on the top of the straw again. Plants had enough of space to grow, but all the weeds wouldn't be able to grow because they wouldn't have enough of water. And then with time I decided to put some more straw. This is just the normal straw that everyone has in all the gardens all around the world. Here you can see some watermelons, some melons, and you can compare the size of the plant at that moment. And so in the beginning I was quite positive about this idea, and so I decided to use it as well for some cabbages. And you can see that I already had some first fruits, some first little round courgettes. And so at the very beginning I was quite positive about that, but then I understood that actually I just failed. Because even though I used this mulch and I used a lot of straw, and then I was adding more straw, I had to irrigate every night. If I would miss one night and wouldn't do irrigation, then the plants would start to die. In 2 days I would see that they're struggling a lot, and I'm now pretty sure that the pumpkin, they naturally make very deep roots, very long roots, which means that they are quite hardy, they must survive and easily find their own resource of water down there deep in the soil. But it didn't happen. And I was trying to do similar experiments in different areas all around our garden, and I didn't see any visible success. So mulch in our situation didn't actually help us to keep moisture in the water. It doesn't keep moisture in the water, which means humus is not created by the bacteria. No humus, we need to apply some chemical and man-made fertilizer, which means the whole idea of the mulch is not working in this situation. And I don't want to lie, and I want to say that I'm really upset about this experiment. And I know that our area here in Andalusia is quite arid, that it's not raining, that it rains almost only twice a year. And so you shouldn't expect a lot if you don't irrigate. But all this story means that here or anywhere else where we will face the big problems of the climate change, when the areas will become very dry and the temperatures will be very high, we won't be able to grow anything normally. We would have to put a lot of irrigation and a lot of water, which is already an enormous percentage of the whole water that is used by humans. And then, which means that we'll have to apply some chemical fertilizer. It's not sustainable at all. We as a humankind cannot let this happen on the on the planet Earth. And so I think this video will start a series of videos where I speak about the fails of the humanity, and also I'm gonna speak about my personal fails on these fields. The only thing that I'm succeeded with was some place in a greenhouse that we have, and in that area of the greenhouse I have a real shadow. So it's a shadow that keeps the place in a shade more than 50% of the daytime, which means plants have a lot of sun, so they have possibility to develop and basically eat. Then water is not evaporated too fast. I don't have to put mulch there, even though if you make something real you would have to put mulch because you need to help the humus to develop. And so this is kind of thing that I'm thinking about, that in places like ours we shall make some natural shading if we plant a lot of trees, or we would have to create some man-made shading. So that's it. I'm really sorry for being so upset in this video, because actually I already expected to eat some natural courgettes grown by me in my first garden in my life. It didn't work. I'm a huge fan of melons and watermelons, and I'm afraid that I'm not gonna have any from my garden this year. Let me know if there is any solution that you think about for this type of situation, and I hope that you will have a great day. Thank you for coming to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I see you in my next video.